Hello friends, before this we have studied what is the self-pollination and what is the cross-pollination. You have also studied the advantages and disadvantages of self and cross-pollination. From this it is clearly seen that always cross-pollination is better. Self-pollination has some drawbacks as due to self-pollination there is sure pollination, sure fertilization, but there is no genetic recombination, and as there is no genetic recombination the self-pollination should be avoided. That is, the cross-pollination is always better. It is better because there is genetic recombination, and this genetic recombination is very important from the point of view of the evolution, and hence always the cross-pollination has some more advantages. It is more better, hence the cross-pollination should happen and the self-pollination should be avoided. But if the flower or if the plant has male and female both, so naturally self-pollination is going to take place. So as to avoid the self-pollination and so as to promote the cross-pollination, there are some evidences, or you can say that there are some controversies which are doing the work of avoiding the self-pollination and promoting the cross-pollination. Now in this topic we are going to study how the self-pollination is avoided and how the cross-pollination is promoted. So now let us start. Now our next point is outbreeding devices. Outbreeding devices that are the contrivances for avoiding the self-pollination and for promoting the cross-pollination, so that the genetic diversity can increase and it helps in the evolution. So the genetic diversity is an essential factor for evolution by natural selection, and hence the self-pollination should stop, it should not continue, and the cross-pollination should be promoted. For this, there are many devices to encourage the cross-pollination. One of them is the unisexuality. All these are called as outbreeding devices, and first is the unisexuality. Unisexuality means in this case the plant bears either male or the female flower, and when it bears only single male or the female flower, it is called as dioecium. When there is unisexual flower, then naturally self-pollination cannot take place. Now, if there is a dioecious, that is, the flower contains either male flower, the plant contains either male plant or the female plant, then there is no possibility of self-pollination. The plant may be monoecious, example maize, or dioecious, example mulberry or papaya. If we say monoecious, that is both male and female are present on the same plant. And if we say dioecious, that is the whole plant is either the male plant or the whole plant is either the female plant, that is no self-pollination can take place. Now for this, if the plant is monoecious, that is both male and female are present in the same flower, then to avoid the self-pollination there are some contrivances, and one of them is the dichogamy. Dichogamy, two gametes, when two gametes are there, both do not mature at the same time. If they mature at the same time, naturally self-pollination will take place. So, when the male matures, female is immature, or if the female matures, the male is immature. Now, in this device, the anther and stigma mature at different times in the bisexual flower. When they are not maturing at the same time, no self-pollination, hence the self-pollination is prevented. It is of further two types, that is the protrandy and protogyny. The name itself tells us what is the meaning of protoandry and protogyny. In protrandy, the androecium matures earlier than the gynoecium. Pro means early, pro means before, andry means androecium. That is the first androecium matures, and after some times the gynoecium matures. When androecium is mature, gynoecium is still immature, so the pollen has to travel to some other plant for the pollination. This happens in the sunflower. Next is the protogyny. Here same thing, proto that is before, gyne that is gynoecium. The gynoecium matures earlier, and when the gynoecium matures, the androecium is still immature, and hence no self-pollination can take place. So the example of protogyny is Gloriosa. Next point is prepotency. Now in this point, the pollen grains of other flower germinate rapidly over the stigma than the pollen grain from the same flower. Example apple. That is, the pollen from the same flower come and fall on the stigma. At the same time, the pollen from other flower are also present there. and the speed of germination, that is the other flowers pollen germinate rapidly, and hence the same flower pollens cannot germinate there, and hence the cross pollination is also here promoted. Now the next point we want to study, that is the heterostyle or the heteromorphy. Heteromorphy. Hetero, that is different. Morphy, that is the morphology. That is, they are not at the same level. Now here if we take the example of the plant like primula, that is the primrose. Now here there are 2 or 3 forms. There are the different types of flowers in which the stigma and anther are placed at the different levels. That is, the stigma is at the lower level, maybe the anther at the higher level. Mostly the stigma is taller and anther is smaller. That is called as heterostyly or heteroandry. This prevents the pollens from reaching the stigma and pollinating it. If they are not at the same level, the pollen cannot fall on the stigma and hence the self-pollination can be avoided. In heteromorphic flowers, the pollen grains produced from anther pollinate stigma produced at the same level. If both are at the same level, pollination can take place. But if one is very tall and one is very shorter, then the pollination cannot take place there. Now, your next point we want to study, that is the hercogamy. Now, in this hercogamy, it is just a mechanical device to prevent the self-pollination in bisexual flowers. Now, if it is a bisexual flower, male and female both are present. So, in this plants, natural physical barrier is present between 2 sex organs, that is the male and the female, and that avoids the contact of pollen with the stigma of the same flower. Here you can take the example of Calotropis. Pentagular stigma is pistoned above the level of anthers, that is pollinia. That is, the stigma is taller and pollen grains are little bit shorter. Hence the pollens are not able to reach to the same stigma and hence the self-pollination is avoided. And the last point in this topic is the self-incompatibility, that is the self-sterility. Self-sterility, this is the genetic mechanism due to which the germination of the pollen on stigma of the same flower is inhibited. Example, tobacco and thea. That is, if male and female are present on the same flower and they are trying to germinate, the pollen fall on the same stigma. So the self-pollination can take place. But due to genetic mechanism, due to self-sterility, the pollen cannot germinate there and hence the self-pollination is avoided. So here in the outbreeding devices, in the outbreeding contrivances, we have seen the points like unisexuality, dichogamy, protrandy, protogyny, prepotency, heterostyly, hercogamy and self-sterility. All these are the points for just avoiding the self-pollination and promoting the cross-pollination so that the further generation comes little bit better. There may be genetic variation and this genetic variation is very important from the point of view of evolution. So, how was my video? Just comment in the comment box, like and subscribe the channel so that you can get further more interesting information in simple and easy language. Thank you.